कृष्णपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नित्य नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। Today we are going to discuss Bhagavad-Gita Sloka 10.33, chapter 10 verse 33. So I will read the verse, synonyms, translation and purport now. Aksharanam akarosmi dvandva samasikasya cha ahamevakshayah kalo dhataham vishvato mukhaha. Aksharanam, synonyms. Aksharanam, of letters. Akaraha, the first letter. Asmi, I am. Dvandvaha, the dual. Samasikasya, of compounds. Cha, and. Aham, I am. Eva, certainly. Akshayaha, eternal. Kala, time. Dhata, the creator. I am. Vishwataha mukhaha, Brahma. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Of letters I am the letter A, and among compound words I am the dual compound. I am also inexhaustible time, and of creators I am Brahma. Purport. Akara, the first letter of the Sanskrit alphabet, is the beginning of the Vedic literature. Without Akara, nothing can be sounded. Therefore, it is the beginning of sound. In Sanskrit, there are also many compound words, of which the dual word, like Rama Krishna, is called Dvandva. In this compound, both Rama and Krishna have the same form, and therefore the compound is called dual. Among all kinds of killers, time is the ultimate because time kills everything. Time is the representative of Krishna, and because in due course of time there will be a great fire and everything will be annihilated. Among chief living entities who are creators, Brahma, who has 4 heads, is the chief. Therefore, he is a representative of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So, this is verse 33 of the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, and here we see that this chapter is the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. So chapters 9 and 10 come right in the middle of the Gita, and they are the essence of the Gita. And in the 9th chapter, the Lord explains the most confidential knowledge, and in the 10th chapter he starts the 10th chapter by telling Arjuna that I am going to give you knowledge which is already better than what I have explained, which is better than what I have already explained. So, bhoya eva mahabaho shrunu me paramam vachaha. So, yatte ham priyamanaya vakshyami hita kamyaya. So, I am giving this to you because you are my very dear friend, and you are very dear to me. So, that's why I am giving you this knowledge. This knowledge is basically the essence of the whole Bhagavad Gita. And here Krishna explains about, he gives the brief about his opulences. We are in the 33rd verse now, out of 42 verses of the 10th chapter, and in this verse 4 of the opulences of the Lord are given. That of letters, he is the letter A. Among compound words, he is the dual compound. He is inexhaustible time, and of creators, he is Brahma. So now, here the Lord relates to language and communication, time and creation in this verse. So 3 dimensions: language and communication, time and creation. So here Sanskrit is the Devanagari language. So the Devanagari, so it is spoken in the Devanagari, in the kingdom of the demigods. So in the kingdom of the Supreme Lord. So this is why the Lord is speaking in Sanskrit, and Sanskrit is uh, very potent language, so much so that even Srila Prabhupada stressed the learning of Sanskrit to his disciples, and he has also made learning Sanskrit for us easy by giving pronunciation guide at the end of books, his books like Bhagavad-Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and he has also given the word-to-word meaning and the English dialect of the Sanskrit verses. So Sanskrit is the most important language because it is spoken by the Supreme Lord himself. So it is spoken in the kingdom of the high elevated souls like the demigods and the Supreme Lord. So in the olden times, this earth was called Bharata Varsha because it was ruled by Bharat Maharaj. So then Parshuram came with time. Parshuram, the son of Jamadagni, the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, his name is mentioned in the Dashavatar. He came and he chased all the Kshatriyas and he killed. For 21 generations of Kshatriyas he killed. So Kshatriyas, in order to protect themselves from Parshuram, they hid on the islands. So see, even now there are so many islands in the world. So they hid in those islands, and in these islands there were some local dialects in which the local people were speaking. But if we take each of the words and we try to connect, all of these originate and they have their root in Sanskrit. So now it is actually Aksharanam Akarosmi. So the Supreme Lord is saying that out of letters I am Akar, that is the letter A. But Srila Prabhupada, for our convenience so that we can understand, he mentions it as the letter A, not A. So but it is actually A in Sanskrit. Now this is about the Akar, where the Supreme Lord, he says that he is Akar because A, E, U. So all of these, the swaras and vyanjanas that are there in Sanskrit, the beginning of all of these sounds is A, the letter A, the vowel A. So without this, there is no other sound that can be sounded. So A, then E, U, R, A, I, O, Au, Aha. So all of these are sounded by the basic sound is A. So Akar. That's why without this nothing else can be formed properly. That's why the Lord says that I am Akar, because it is the beginning of sound. And moving on to the next thing, here the Supreme Lord says that among compound words I am the dual compound. So like in Sanskrit there is a concept called samas. So it is a grammatical concept that involves the conjoining of two words. So compound words basically. So there are around 23 types of samas, but we will see only the main four for now. So the first one is Dvandva. The Supreme Lord is saying that I am Dvandva Samasikasya, I am the dual compound. So here in this type of conjoining words, both the words have equal importance. Like for example, Prabhupada has mentioned here both have equal importance. So Rameshwara, Rama and Ishvara. So Rama and Shiva both have equal importance. So this is about Dvandva. And Tatpurush is the second kind of samas, or the second kind of compound word. And here it is two words related by a preposition. So for example, Krishna Das. So das, so das of whom? Of Krishna. So preposition like of, from, etc. So Rameshwara. So the Ishvara of whom? Ram. So the meaning can be seen, can be perceived like this as well. So Rameshwara comes at both the places. So it can mean many ways. The third one is karma dhara. So one part of the compound word is more important in this type of compound words, and here an adjective qualifies a noun, like for example Sundar Gopal, Bala Gopal. So here Gopal, he is Sundar, so the adjective qualifies the noun, and one part is more important than the other. And next is Bahuvrihi. The fourth one and the last one which we'll be discussing is Bahuvrihi. So two words combined together to indicate the third word. This is about Bahuvrihi, that for example Pitambaram. So Pita and Ambaram combined together, Pitambaram, which means yellow dhoti. And Pitambaraha, Pita plus Ambaraha, so one who wears a yellow dhoti. And Rameshwara, Lord of Rama. So Rama and Ishvara, Rameshwara, they indicate the Lord of Rama. So Rameshwara, the Ishvara of Ram, the Lord of Ram. So if we see Rameshwara is coming repeatedly, it came in Dvandva, it came in Tatpurush, it came in Karmadharai. So there are different ways in which the meanings can be perceived. So if we say in this way that both have equal importance, so Rama and Ishvara, Rama and Shiva, this is Dvandva. And Tatpurush, two words related by a preposition. So Rameshwara, the Ishvara of Rama. And Bahuvrihi, the two words combined together to indicate the third word. So Rama and Ishvara. So Rama plus Ishvara is Rameshwara, and Shiva is Rameshwara. So this is again according to the meanings, the different kind of meanings perceived. We see that this same example Rameshwara comes in many different types of samas. So now the Lord says that I am Dvandva, or the type of samas where both have equal importance. And then the Supreme Lord mentions that of all kinds of killers, so among all kinds of killers, the time is the ultimate. So that's why the Lord says I am inexhaustible time. So the function of Kala or time is to destroy. So Nitya Pralaya. So Nitya Pralaya is caused by the passage of time. So there are four kinds of Pralaya. Naimittika Pralaya, Prakritika Pralaya, Atyantika Pralaya, and Nitya Pralaya. So Naimittika Pralaya is occasional annihilation, and Prakritika Pralaya is elemental annihilation, and Atyantika Pralaya is the destruction of false ego by the Lord in the heart. And the fourth one is Nitya Pralaya, which is constant annihilation. So constant annihilation is caused by time. So as time passes, every single thing is moving towards its deterioration. So every single day we are moving closer to death. So every single day, every single minute, every single hour, because time is passing and causing destruction to every single thing. Like for example, if I keep a flower here, and then if I same time I look at it next day, then again same time I look at it next day, then again next day I look at it at the same time. So like on the first day it may appear very fresh, very nice, but the next day if I come and look, then it will become dried, then next day it will become even more dried, then after that in the third day it can even become brown and become powder also. So this is Nitya Pralaya, or constant annihilation. So moment after moment some or the other destruction is happening. So if I keep the flower here and just keep looking 1 hour I may look, I may not observe any change. But if I keep and then see after 4 hours, then some change will be visible, then again next day. So like that, so which means that it cannot be observed by us, but yes, some or the other change is happening. So this is Kala always moves forward, it never moves behind, it never moves back. So the function of Kala is to destroy or to kill. So we can see this section of Srimad Bhagavatam, that in Srimad Bhagavatam 7.6.7 and 7.6.8. So 766, 767 and 768. We can check these verses where Prahlad Maharaj is describing how the life of an ordinary person in this world is passed. So the person in Kali Yuga is normally expected to live for 100 years. So Prahlad Maharaj says this, and he says that however half of this time is wasted because 50 years he just keeps sleeping, and then after that in boyhood some time is lost, in old age some time is lost. So like this he mentions, and he says that around maybe only 20 years are there for practicing pure devotional service. And even in this time also Prahlad Maharaj says that a person is not able to concentrate and focus on this process of pure devotion because his mind is still contaminated and conditioned by so many anarthas, by Maya. So even then he cannot perform devotional service. So this is how time works, that time is in such a way that we may do anything that we want to spend time in this material world with the Vishaya. Vishaya means object of sense gratification. We try to spend time, and Nishreyasaya Vishayam Khalu Sarvatasyat. So Srimad Bhagavatam 11.9.29. So it states that this Vishaya or these objects for sense gratification are there in every species. But because of this intense conditioning, because of the contamination from previous lives, we are not able to understand that this bhakti is what I am supposed to do. And we may try to do anything for satisfying our senses and getting happiness. We may go to parties, nightclubs, dance and eat anything we want from anywhere, but still time will not leave us. So one day it will come that we have to die. So time is a factor which never stops, always keeps moving, and nobody can stop it, no matter whatever they do. So we may try our best to cover up by so many artificial methods of happiness, trying to do so many things, but still the truth is truth. The reality does not change. So the time is the ultimate killer, and time will kill everybody if they don't utilize their life for this process of pure devotional service. In this connection, we have another verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 2.3.17. Ayur harati vaipumsam udyamastam chayan asau tasyar teyar shano nita uttama shloka vartaya. This verse mentions that Ayur harati vaipumsam udyamastam chayan asau. The sun, by rising and setting, it takes away the life it just it just sips into our life day after day by rising and setting. And tasyarteya shanunita uttama shloka vartaya, but it does not sip into the life of that person who spends his time glorifying the uttama shloka or glorifying the Supreme Lord. So this is the importance of this process of pure devotional service, that time is the killer, ultimate killer, and if we don't perform this process of pure devotional service, then time is there to kill us. So finally, at the end, no matter how strong we are, we may have so much manpower, we may have so much wealth, political influence, geopolitical influence, but still we will not be able to resist the influence of time. So time, thus the conclusion is that Krishna is the controller. So Krishna is the supreme controller, Shaktiman, the supreme personality of Godhead, the most powerful, full of 6 opulences: Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yashasha Shreyaha Jnana Vairagyayoschaiva Sannamiti Bhagagana. So thus we have to surrender unto him. Then only we can come out of this influence of time. So the person who glorifies the Supreme Lord, day after day he is moving closer to going back to Godhead rather than going towards a hellish life, because he is doing the best work of glorifying the Supreme Lord. So here time management matrix in this connection is introduced by Stephen Covey, that there are 4 quadrants of use of time. Number 1, the things which are urgent and important, which have to be done right now. So like it is the second quadrant is not urgent but important. So important, which means that I can do this after 1 week, 1 month also, no problem, but it's not urgent. So urgent but not important. So if you have to do it, you have to do it now. So but it's not important. So, and then not urgent and not important. This work is not urgent but not important, which means wasting time. So most of the time in our day, according to analysis, shows that most of the time goes in the 4th quadrant, which is not urgent and not important. So thus this time has to be used properly. We have to build up the conviction in such a strong way that yes, even if I spend time in this world trying to enjoy, making money, making friends, building up relation with relatives, making assets, etc., I may do so much, but still I will not be able to resist the influence of time. When this conviction is there, a person becomes more and more desperate to surrender unto Krishna, and knowing that out of nowadays hardly the lifespan is 100 years, and if the lifespan is 100 years, half the time, that is 50 years, is gone just in sleeping, and the remaining time, childhood some time is lost, old age some time is lost, and in the middle some 10-20 years are left. Even in this time one is not able to surrender properly unto the Supreme Lord. This conviction, if it is there, that time is the ultimate killer and I am supposed to surrender unto the Supreme Lord so that I can reach Him, if it is strong, then a person will be able to utilize his time properly. Because if this conviction is not there, then there is no driving force to say ki, okay, why am I supposed to do it? So if this conviction is strong, then a person will be more desperate to surrender unto the Lord. And this is about time. Time is the ultimate killer. So that's why the Supreme Lord says that He is time. And then we now speak about creation. And among creators, the Lord says that He is Brahma. So there are three kinds of forms which the Lord takes. That is Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu and Shirodakshay Vishnu. So Mahavishnu is the one who sleeps on the snake bed, and from him innumerable universes come out in his one breath, and all these innumerable universes go in back into his belly when he breathes in again. And then when he breathes out, all these universes come out, and in each one of these universes he goes inside as Garbhodakshay Vishnu. And from this Garbhodakshay Vishnu, from his navel, a lotus flower emanates, from which Brahma is born. And then Garbhodakshay Vishnu expands himself as Shirodakshay Vishnu and stays at Shweta Dvipa. At the same time, he stays in all the hearts of the jivas as Paramatma, and Brahma starts to create. So any problem that is there, everybody approaches Shirodakshay Vishnu, who is living in residing in Shweta Dvipa. So this is about the creation, that the Supreme Lord says that He is Brahma, who is the creator, secondary creator. So Sarga and Visarga. So Sarga is primary creation and Visarga is secondary creation. Visarga is the creation done by Lord Brahma. So from one can read and the Srimad Bhagavatam, for the whole of Srimad Bhagavatam, for an elaborate explanation on this process of creation, and not just creation, so many other topics like Atra Sargo Visargascha, Sarga primary creation and secondary creation, Sthanam Poshanam Utayaha. So the positioning of the different planets, the maintenance of all the living entities, Utayaha, different types of nature, demoniac nature and godly nature. So Manvantara, the Manvantara incarnations of the Lord, Ishanu Katha, Nirodho, annihilation, Mukti, liberation, Ashraya, complete shelter, the Samam Bonam. So all of these topics are mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, and these three literatures, which is Bhagavad-Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and alongside this other Srila Prabhupada books, these the letters, recorded lectures, tapes, etc. All of these books and resources have provided all that the jiva needs for going back to Godhead. So never in the past was Shastra, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, so easily accessible. Now we have it. So not just we have it, we have the Sanskrit print, we have the English dialect, then the synonyms, translation and purport, all by the grace of Srila Prabhupada. For almost every verse of Bhagavad-Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita and so many other books, Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, etc. So all we have to do is just read these books and gain knowledge. So and try to apply it in actual practical life. So all of these books have provided the essence of all the Vedic scriptures, and this is all that the jiva needs for going back to Godhead. So, in gratitude, one must read the books of Srila Prabhupada so that he can express his gratitude for how much Prabhupada has done. So this is the end of my explanation on this verse of the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams.